just fully relaxed now. You're good.
Yeah, I don't know if this chair is actually supposed to tilt back, but when I do tilt back, it's a gamble.
Yeah.
That's me. I'm a
doesn't
gambler.
seem to be a real, like an end limit there.
Yeah, no, it does keep going. But like, I did put this together. I probably should have been paying attention if it did tilt, but it's cool.
Yeah. I mean, as long as you're not shocked by a video you're watching.
Yeah.
Go,
Yeah,
"Oh,"
exactly.
and just, eat shit backwards. I've done that before. It's not great.
What was the shocking video that
I couldn't tell you. It's been a while, but it has
come on
happened. And, I have
tell me
these
all about it.
Speakers underneath my desk. These old speakers. So old that in order to hook them up to a stereo, you would have to actually splice the wires.
That is quite old.
So that they're like box shaped. So I have them as footrests. The problem is if I get surprised, I push off from them.
Yes.
And then I upset my cat by hitting the ground super hard, which is apparently what everybody in my building's favorite thing to do is, especially the person who lives above me.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant like they were like come in and upset your cat.
Oh,
that's everybody's favorite thing is to upset my cat.
That's the thing, dude. The upstairs neighbor, he doesn't even have to come into my apartment to upset her. All he has to do is walk around because he's the loudest man. It's like he's carrying other children. Just constantly.
Maybe he is. Maybe he's up there carrying around people. Like he's just like that's his job. There's people upstairs don't have legs, and he's got to be there to stomp around for them.
What's the name of that? That Highland game thing where you got to lift a series of very heavy spherical stones.
That's like every single that you just described every sport.
There's one where
throwing
it's like,
and lifting.
It's like 9 of them, and they get progressively larger. And apparently, it's the world's hardest thing to do. You have to lift them up onto barrels,
and they're super round, aren't they?
Yeah, they're like perfect orbs. Anyway, that must be what he's practicing for up there. Is my point.
Yeah.
God, I hate it.
I know there's like the sheep toss or whatever where you heave a bale of hay over 2 telephone wires and stuff.
I don't know that one.
My uncle's got that set up in his backyard because he's a strong person.
Yeah.
So he's got 2 telephone poles, and it's like a high jump pole that he can pull up, and it gets higher and higher, and you have to throw a bale of hay over your back shoulder.
Practicing for when you become Amish.
Yeah, and I think they also like throw telephone poles too.
Yeah, that one I do know. I can't remember the name of that. See, I used to know the names of all these shits, and now I have no idea.
Well,
some Scottish, some fucking that's what it's called.
I don't think you've got that quite pronounced correctly, but I do believe you're trying your best.
Well, just pretend that I'm drunk.
Oh.
That's what they're gonna sound like when they're drunk anyway.
All right. I mean, we're 3 minutes into the podcast. This
seems already being racist.
Yeah. Well, not racist. I mean, you definitely
you're a race of people.
You're being a bigot.
Oh, okay,
that's what you're being.
I'm an equal opportunity bigot, though. I hate everybody.
There you go. At least that should count for.
Yeah.
Anyway, I wanted to mention the website.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Darkroastcult.com. Go there, buy some enamel pins. We'll have coffee. I keep saying this every podcast. We're going to have coffee soon.
Oh, just you wait. It's going to be sick.
I'm working on a pin. First I get that pin done, then I'll get the coffee done. Coffee, pin, podcast. Come
tandem.
Come check out the website.
All 3 at once.
Darkroastcult.com.
It's going to be like Christmas.
Get that coffee. And use Dark Drip to get some percentages off of your. Man. Yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, that's the plug.
It's the best code because it sounds like an STD, and I'm going to say that every time. Mm-hmm. I got the Dark Drip, guys.
Yeah, and there is no cure in sight.
No.
Also, I guess we'll thank Andrew for making that theme song. You keep hearing it.
Yeah, Andrew.
He made it, and then he sent it over, and I asked him. I was like, "Hey, you want to make this?" And he's like, "Yeah. What do you want?" I asked you what you wanted, and you said you didn't care. So I said, give me like a horror theme. And what he did was much better.
Yeah.
He handed us like, basically, Are You Afraid of the Dark? Which is my...
I think that was my first thought when I heard it too.
Yeah. Second favorite horror show for kids.
Yeah.
First most being Goosebumps.
Would you count Creepshow as being for kids?
No, I would not.
No?
No, I would not.
I guess there's not too many 10-year-olds that are going to be like, where's my cake, Bedelia, and you like understand that.
Yeah, I have not seen Creepshow, so
I would recommend
over
it.
my head. Okay,
it's damn good.
Okay. I mean, there's a whole Stephen King universe of things and stuff.
That's true. I don't know if he's in control of the whole universe, although I would say he's probably a substantial part of it.
I mean, he's writing it. If people are putting it together in a universe, that's their problem. I saw something on TikTok. I'm sorry, I was taking a stool, so I had something to do.
That's the only acceptable time to be surfing TikTok.
Yeah,
when there's shit nearby.
Yeah, whether you're making it or picking it up.
Yeah,
you need the distraction. So I
plus TikTok being a shit website fits right in with the atmosphere.
Apparently there's like a king. There's like a Crimson King in the Stephen King universe, and apparently people are like, oh, it's Pennywise. Well, this guy had like a theory that Pennywise is actually banging this Crimson King. I that's about as much as I was listening, but I didn't realize there was that much going on. Like the Dark Tower is up in there somewhere.
I knew the second you said Crimson King, I was like, this is probably some Dark Tower shit.
Yeah,
Idris Elba's gonna show up and
I don't know if I've
pretend not to have a British accent for an hour and a half.
Was Dark Tower the first one?
I have no idea.
Okay, I've seen because there's a movie for it. It was on Netflix.
Yeah.
I did see it, but
it's Idris Elba and I believe Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah, he's the Matthew McConaughey's the bad guy.
Not true to Idris Elba is not very often a bad guy, I suppose. Occasionally he is. He turns into one in fucking Unborn. Okay. But for the most part, he's sort of just like an authoritative figure who has no patience. Like, he was in Pacific Rim and he's just an asshole, but that was because he was dying, so it makes sense, I guess.
Fair enough. I haven't seen Pacific Rim either. Damn it.
Oh, that's not for this podcast, but that would be one of your favorite movies ever.
It's got Charlie Day in it too, so
it sure does.
He's that comic relief that we all need.
We do indeed need it. And another person whose name I can't remember, but they're also important. But it's fucking. There's no depth whatsoever. It's right there on the surface. You get in a giant robot and you fight monsters from another dimension.
So it's like
all day you do that.
It's like Evangelion without the mush.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm in.
Without the last 5 episodes being absolute philosophical trash.
Yeah. I really enjoyed the one monster being a giant diamond shape, and that made me laugh. I was like, haha, that's what it looks like when you're out of ideas right there.
Yes.
I mean, it's a funny idea for sure, but that's because I think that's hilarious.
Somebody's dumb idea. Because it shoots like lasers out or something from memory.
Of course.
It's just like a shitty disco ball diamond.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
It's just a rave party above the city.
Well, I mean, this isn't a podcast about anime.
No.
But you are correct. You know what? I'm taking that stance too.
Also, I want it to be known that I wouldn't consider that anime to be for adults.
Oh no.
But the main character does jerk off and come into his own hand over top of an unconscious woman.
Oh wait, sorry. I thought you were saying it was for adults. It was not for children. Yeah, no, this is not a child's anime.
Yeah,
at all.
That's a little bit surprising that they had that in there, given that I don't know a single person over 20 who's like, yeah, I really like Evangelion.
Well, I'm sure you've just angered ones to twos of our listeners.
Yeah. Oh, God forbid, guys.
So yeah, we're not talking about anime, but we are going to talk about a horror movie. Mm-hmm. What horror movie are we doing this week?
Well, we did Drag Me to Hell this week.
We certainly did. And this is going to come off as probably the most gentrophobic podcast to date.
Did you have to look that up before you said it?
I knew the word, but I wanted to make sure it was the word, so I did Google it. Yeah, I Googled it to make sure I was spelling it right, and that it was the word.
Well, I'll say it was excellently used just now.
Thank you. The first page or two here is just very. It's gonna come off very gentrophobic, but do know I mean it in the best way possible.
Also, the old lady who is gonna get so much shit over the next hour or so, deserves it.
Oh yeah, she does.
She does everything in her power to deserve it.
Oh yeah, like she's not a nice old lady, but she's also not you would look at her and you go, oh, that poor old lady. But then
you might, and then you interact with her and you realize that she's a nightmare.
The first few minutes of this movie, I would have no problem showing to a child so that they would learn not to steal.
Okay. Go on.
it opens up with the boy, and he's like, I just stole this. Shit's going down. I need help. And then he gets dragged to fucking hell for stealing.
Is it for stealing? All
Yeah, because they like...
In my head, I thought maybe he had done something way worse.
No, he like stole the gold, the necklace or whatever, and they tried to give it back, and they're like, no, we don't want that back.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing they like left it out for this child to like see and take.
Well, if the way the rest of the movie progresses is any indication, I would say they laid a curse right on that thing.
Yeah,
I was like,
absolutely.
I fucking hope this kid takes this shit.
Absolutely. And then boom, dragged right to hell. So
Yeah.
hey, you steal, you're going right to hell. You see that? Look at that. Hands. Right to hell.
Yep, grabbing you.
You steal, right to hell.
There's no middle.
3 days, right to hell.
Yeah.
That's that. I appreciated the opening, given a little backstory. I love the hell out of that. Like there was like a curse, 3 days.
Yeah.
A little bit of like what to expect.
It's like the Ring, but the demons don't really have all that much time.
Yeah, they're they've got a lot on their plate, so they're really budgeting their time.
We're gonna move it from 7 days down to 3 because a lot of people are sinning, and look.
We just don't have the manpower to be dragging all these people to hell, so we're gonna bump your hell day up.
Yeah, your
a couple
deadline.
days.
Your deadline. Oh, I just made the best pun ever.
You did.
Okay,
We're gonna leave it at that too.
we're in business.
Justin Long,
Yeah,
I wrote that right there.
you sure did. I don't know what it is about Justin Long. Everything that I've seen him in that isn't Tusk, he's some kind of fucking dork.
Well, that's Justin Long.
He's like, what does he do in this fucking movie? He's like a mathematician professor.
He's his teacher. He's a teacher,
Yeah.
and it's the exact opposite of going to what's the
He's like a fucking nuclear physicist.
No, he teaches like philosophy or something
Yeah.
because they go to a psychic and he's like, oh man, I hope nobody sees me in here. I'd be such a hypocrite.
My students.
So it's something along those lines, I think.
Immediately starts to do, and this is why if you say in post-secondary that you're majoring in philosophy, everybody thinks you're a dick right away.
Oh yeah.
Because he can't go 30 seconds without having to debate somebody about shit. And like, I'm there so my girlfriend can get her fucking palm read, but let's derail all of that so that I can argue with the guy reading and really like give him a positive attitude about the experience by just making it painful to talk to me the whole time.
Absolutely. Nothing wins me over more than just a blatant argument and a stubborn tweed elbowed motherfucker.
Yeah, in my house also.
Oh yeah.
I'm doing you a service here, and that's the energy that you're bringing to me. All right, guess what? That little ottoman, that little whatever you call that thing that Michael Scott has to sleep on in the office because Jan won't let him sleep in the bed.
Yeah, that's like a straight up bench.
Yeah, that thing that he made Justin Long sit on is like the most emasculating shit ever.
Oh yeah.
It was got to be on purpose. Nah, sit there, puss.
Poor Justin Long. He just wants to show off his tweed elbow patches. We got Mr. Jax, fucking sexist as hell. He was the boss, and I forget what he said, but he said something totally sexist because that's what I wrote down there.
The whole time he was sexist. He was favoring that fucking Asian employee.
Yes, I didn't really get his name, so
no, I don't. It was like Phil or something to that effect. So the main character here works at a bank, and she's like a loan adjuster.
Yes.
Which is a relatively, I mean, I don't know how to do that.
I couldn't tell you. I don't even know what a loan is.
Yeah. It's something you ask somebody for when you're sad.
I just felt that whoop over my head.
Yeah.
Like a pelican.
So there's another employee, this Asian man with a weird eye to lip ratio, who is getting like taught lessons about his job from this woman, the main character, and then doing everything in his power at the same time to go behind her back and fuck her life up. And the boss at this bank that they work at, up until the end of the movie, does everything to promote that behavior.
Yeah, he definitely tries to pit them against each other to see who's going to win.
That guy, by the way, he's in a movie with Tom Arnold.
He is, and I couldn't figure out. I've seen him before in other movies. And I was gonna look it up to see what movies it was.
He's at least in that, and it's about him and his family essentially being abducted by a bank robber, I believe, who's like on the lam. But then his kids slowly come around to this guy, and by the end of the movie, he's sort of like a fun uncle. And this guy, who's the boss of the bank of this movie, has the only right idea throughout the entire thing, which is get this fucking guy away from me and my kids forever. But he just gets shit on the whole movie for having that opinion.
Love it.
It's kind of funny. That's when I found out that I hated the Ramones because they play that shit-headed Ramones song that everybody knows.
Blitzkrieg Bop?
Yeah, that one.
Wow.
And
I just guessed the one that came to mind.
There's like 2 total.
There are. I mean, sorry, Ramones fans, but I can only think of 2 total.
Yeah, I don't care how moppy your hair is. Your music's bad.
So this other guy who works at the bank.
Yeah.
He. Oh my God, he did the most. It was such a power move when he like tacked. First of all, the boss, like, he's like, "Oh, can you go on your break? Also, grab me a sandwich while you're on your break." And then that guy walks by, he's like, "Oh, you're getting sandwiches? I'll take a sandwich with a certain specification of something on it."
He wanted spicy mayo.
That's right, and it was such a power move, just like and
didn't even give a shit about her opinion about it at all.
Yeah.
These things are happening now because I said they are.
Yeah. Oh my God. If anybody did that to me, you know. Why
you're getting a shit sandwich, man.
Why did it take you 5 minutes? Well, I stopped to wipe my ass with your bread, sir. You wanted spicy mayo? Well, yesterday I had regular mayo.
Yeah, it's going to be spicy this time.
Yeah. But this lady, she's a total office Pam. And, in looks and like demeanor. She kind of lets people step on her for that first season.
It's funny because she sort of does look like Jenna Fisher. I wrote down, and this was supposed to be the synopsis of the movie. Old ass gypsy woman vomits a curse onto the chick you get when you can't get Kristen Bell or Amy Adams.
Boom. You know what? I totally forgot to do the synopsis this week. Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah,
I like it.
This is it's like a porn man's Amy Adams with blonde hair the whole movie.
Basically. Yeah. So she's this loan adjuster, and then a gypsy comes in. First of all, by the way, they call her a gypsy, and
right away do.
That's not cool.
So
it's but that's the word, unfortunately, that comes to mind.
It's also, I don't know if it's necessarily derogatory.
Apparently, they prefer to
those people.
The correct term is supposed to be Roma, I believe.
Roma. Okay, Roma. But I think that's only Romanian gypsies, though. They also exist in places like Russia.
It's true. Well, look, this lady she was quick to curse.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Oh, she went into that bank hoping to put a curse on something.
I don't want to use derogatory terms, but this lady was like, boom, curse.
Yeah.
I got a curse for you, gobbledygoo. Here it is.
That's the curse too. That's the way you'd have to say that.
Yeah. So immediately, she's, I don't know, getting kicked out of her house or something. To be honest,
that is what's happening. Yeah.
I can't deal with sob stories. I tuned it out. I would be a bad loan adjuster.
I will agree if she wasn't doing the most fucking disgusting things.
Yes.
The entire time.
Very nasty.
Number one, she starts the whole interaction by like impatiently tapping like Sonic the Hedgehog for Sega when you stop playing the game, and he just stares at you like, "Where the fuck did you go, idiot?"
Yeah, tapping his toenails, looking at his watch. Yeah, and by the way, get this lady a pedicure.
Yeah.
Ugh. She's been
some hand cream.
She's been scratching her ass and everybody else's ass for the last 40 years, and her fingernails have gone unclipped.
Yeah, she'd be really good at acoustic guitar.
Oh yeah, wouldn't need a pick.
No, I had a ninth grade music teacher who had his thumbnails were like they were twice the size of ordinary thumbnails or length, and by design so that he could do that. And it's like, well,
it's a bad teacher right away. Fire that man.
If I didn't get to know him as well as I did, I'd be like, "You're putting coke under those nails, aren't you?" Because you could fit so much coke under that nail. That's more than that's more than a bump.
Yeah.
That's a line compacted.
That's like when a crab has that little hook for their brood. That's what coke nails remind me of, like a
brood hook.
Yeah, it's like where they keep all their like eggs.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like a backpack.
but it's underneath.
Yeah.
It's an underneath backpack.
It's a forward fanny pack. You know those idiots who wear them in the front? That's what it is.
Well, where do you put your fanny pack? I thought it was a front. I've been seeing people throw it over their shoulder like it's a continental shoulder soldier these days. Well, let me try it one more time. One more time. Retake. I've been seeing people throw it over their shoulder like a continental soldier.
I don't
these
even
days.
know. I don't even know what a continental soldier is.
Well,
As opposed to a regional soldier?
look, it's from a thing a long time ago. There used to be a song about your ears and how they hang low, and the question was, do they wobble to and fro? Mm-hmm. Could you tie them in a knot? Could you tie them in a bow? Can you throw them over your shoulder like a continental soldier? Do your ears hang low?
They must have been talking about the gun strap. I can't think of anything else.
I don't know.
Also, who the fuck's ears are that long that you can do all that with it?
They didn't have a whole lot to write songs about back in the day.
No. That's somebody who like spaced their earlobes out to like 000 gauge and then lost the spacers.
Yeah.
That's the only person who can do that shit.
I feel like, first of all, I got a story, but I feel like that song is probably like a cautionary tale.
About what?
I don't know. I don't. That's as far as I got in that thought. But like, you know how all old songs had like a, hey, don't go down that path.
Mm-hmm.
That's where the pedophile lives.
Stay
honk,
out
honk.
from under that bridge, please.
That's all you need. Nothing good happens under a bridge.
Never ever, dude.
So there's this guy in my hometown, and he had his ears stretched, but he had them like stretched down to his shoulders, and he put like little padlocks in them.
Yeah.
It's a bad idea.
It is.
They're made of metal.
Yeah.
So
well, there's that. So like, yeah, the weird like corrosion that happens when you have shitty untreated metal in your body.
Oh, even worse.
Oh, it gets worse than that.
Canadian weather, going hot, cold, hot. His ears froze, unfroze, froze, snapped.
Oh.
And now he has 4 earlobes.
Oh.
And a swastika tattoo, which I don't feel so bad about those earlobes anymore.
No.
No.
That's like, it's probably not the worst thing that should happen to him.
Yeah, I think like if your ears are like that, like a swastika tattoo is a step down still. Like that's not
You
going to
can
make
explain the ears away. Oh, I'm sorry, I was an idiot when I was 23.
Yeah.
It doesn't really work with the swastika tattoo. I
No.
can't even say the word apparently. So
Well, hey, it's early in the morning.
it's like 1:30.
We're rising to the streets.
I saw a woman downtown once who had like the same issue. I think the problem was she had too many piercings in her ear when she was younger. So she looked to be in her maybe 50s or 60s, but her earlobes looked like the outro to Goosebumps.
Yeah.
And she's just hanging out front of a Starbucks like that was normal. And really not. And it's like having like a one glass eye.
Yeah.
Or a goiter on your neck. Or like an extra hand somewhere. Like, if you don't call attention to that when I see you and you're talking to me, you can go fuck yourself because I'm just going to be staring at it and feel disrespectful, but that's your fault.
That's a fun way to spin that, Jay.
Hey man, how's it going? Just so you know, this is a weird ass fucking thing and I know you see it. That's all that's all it has to be.
Yeah.
And then we can move on.
Oh,
But
this my deformity.
Yeah.
It's a fun little thing. Just wiggle it and yeah.
There's a guy downtown in London as well who used to have this, I assume it's a tumor, but I don't know, hanging off the tip of his nose.
Yeah, I
And-
remember that guy.
I remember being told by somebody who spoke to him that he chose to leave it.
It's an odd decision, but I respect it.
Yeah, man. I don't have anything necessarily the wrongest about me, but my body image issues are just far and away insane.
Yeah.
Let alone if there was a baby growing off of my face.
I feel like, yeah, that like if he like shaved a little too close to that, you would lose it, right? I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I'm not. I watch a lot of that Pimple Popper show, and half her job is just snipping those things right off.
I'm never ever gonna watch that.
You probably wouldn't like it.
No, I'd hate it. I can tell you that to your face.
So this old lady, she comes in for a loan adjustment, or
Yeah.
we started disrespecting the elderly immediately.
And then, people with deformities as if they're not actual people.
And they are. I'd like to just
They are.
This podcast stands.
Just trying to be a LGBTQD ally.
Yeah, we're just
D stands for deformity.
we're an ally with everybody who's not a dickhead. How about that?
Yeah.
All right. So she comes in. She's like, "Hey, I'm getting kicked out of my house."
She wants an extension, is what?
Yeah. And first of all, this lady has an eye.
Yeah.
She's got an eye thing.
She's got a couple things.
She's got one of her things is a cloudy eye.
Yeah.
And her first response should have been, "I don't see why not." I spelled IYE, but so she would have had to put some extra, like, "I don't see why not." Wink.
It would really have expedited the time between meeting the woman and being cursed by her.
Yeah.
If she had just been like, nice fucked up eye, lady.
Yeah.
She's got that. She's got, and this is going to be a whole thing because a lot of this old lady and a lot of what happens to, and I'm just going to look up the name. Christine is the name of the main character here.
Okay.
A lot of what happens to Christine is metaphor for an eating disorder, specifically either bulimia or anorexia. There's a lot of things in this movie that are sort of subtle, but indicate that shit.
Okay.
Before she gets to work, there's a part where she's just looking into, I think it's like a bakery or something, and staring at a cake.
Yeah, I did notice that. I thought maybe her dream was to become a baker or something like that. Or like she was like,
Longingly
man,
staring
it
at
would be
cake.
cool if I had friends to share that cake with.
So that's like the first example in the movie, and then there are just more and more. All the fucked up things about this old lady, the fact that she has barely any hair and it looks like trash. Let me just say also, her teeth are horrible,
Yeah.
but they're dentures.
Yeah, which is not good because you can just get those.
Yeah, so she's not taking them out and putting them into the glass at the side of the bed.
Yeah, no, she's taking them out to eat a hard candy, but she's like just putting them on whatever fucking surface.
Doesn't give a shit.
Oh, horrible teeth.
How do you not take care of your dentures? You get to a point. So her fingernail. I'm just gonna move on because I hate dentures so bad.
It's gonna come back up later, but yeah, don't worry about it.
Yeah,
Move right onto those dirty fingernails, please.
Yeah, her fingernails are super brittle and discolored. I'm not 100% sure if the eye thing factors into it, but her skin as well. And these are all long-term symptoms of bulimia.
Okay, yeah, all right.
So there's this element of Christine looking at this woman and feeling frightened by her, as if she's looking into like a mirror that shows her future self.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I could see that.
It gets like heavier as time goes on. There's a lot of stuff going into mouths.
Oh my god.
A lot of disgusting stuff going into mouths.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that.
Auditory hallucinations.
Hearing this lady's this cough this old lady has is a curse in itself.
Especially in this health climate.
Yeah, that cough is like being dragged to hell. And then you also like feel like a tickle in your throat, like you got something from being around it.
Fuck yeah, you do.
Oh my god.
I speak within 2 feet of this old lady for
Your
10 seconds.
Your
and I'm
throat's
like,
gonna
wow.
tickle for a week.
Yeah, I'm getting a COVID test later.
Yeah. I think I'm not a doctor, but I think she would probably benefit from some CBD oil. just a drop a day keeps
So many things.
something away.
Probably many things away.
I'm not a doctor, but it's gonna help with something.
Yeah, it'll fix at least one of these problems I'm seeing.
One of these is gonna get better. Let's see which.
You make a great guinea pig.
Oh my god.
I really hate, and we're just gonna hop right into the fucking gentrophobia here, but
Yep.
I really hate people, regardless of age, people who carry around a handkerchief that they use often.
That handkerchief is that's the worst thing.
It's 100% it is.
It's one of the worst parts of this movie is this handkerchief this old lady deposits her goo in. It's a goo depository, and she carries it around.
It never goes anywhere throughout the entire movie. This old lady dies, and the handkerchief lives on as if the bacteria have become sentient.
The worst. Okay, so she does die.
Yeah.
There's a scene with her funeral, Yeah, that handkerchief is on the table. People are eating on.
Yep.
They set a dinner plate for the handkerchief.
And it's like on a glass, too. Guess what? Never drinking out of that glass again.
So we just throw that all in the trash now, or what?
Yeah, the whole table, the entire spread just goes.
God.
I can't, because you know how easy napkins are to find?
Yeah.
Also, how many mouth problems are you having that you just have to have one on deck?
Yeah, can you just excuse yourself to the bathroom and spit? That's what I do.
But 100%.
Swallow it. Fucking swallow it.
Like a man.
Got some gross stuff in the back of your throat? Don't excuse yourself. Just make a gross sound and swallow it.
Yeah.
Be a man.
Or you know what? Even I would accept putting the goo into the handkerchief and then promptly putting it in the garbage.
Yes. There you go. Disposable handkerchiefs.
Yeah, those must exist. You care. You're worried that the saliva is going to be offended by anything but velvety silk.
By the way, that old lady's mouth fluids were an off yellow.
Yeah, there was nothing clear.
They were fucking even her mouth fluids had soured. That's this old lady.
Everything about this old lady is alarming.
She was like, so she wanted this extension. I guess she had made her payments up until the sickness took her eye. Mm-hmm. That's not how it works, lady.
You have two of them for a reason.
Yeah.
Use the other one.
We need payment regardless of eye sickness.
Yeah.
You can't just, oh man, I stubbed my toe. I guess I'm not paying my phone bill 2 months in a row. That's shit. I'm gonna need to recover from that financially.
Also, the sickness took your eye. Which sickness that you have, obviously.
Why didn't you get it treated when it took anything else first?
How many sicknesses you got, and we're just using them as excuses not to pay money to people who I owe?
That's irresponsible.
The eye sickness is for the house payment. The car payment, that's because my foot's clubbed. I can't breathe easy, so I just walk into stores and take things now.
Payments are required monthly until balance is paid. Eye or no eye. That's the 2022 response that she should have gave. But when she was begging, because she does beg.
Yeah.
So the lady gets pretty upset when obviously this extension. And this is a big part of this podcast right now, is this whole nasty old lady introduction scene.
Yeah.
She grabs the teller's hand and she's like, please. But there's she's like mushing her throat. Her fucking her throat goops into her hand. She's like, please.
Will you accept this as payment?
I can't. Your fucking throat phlegm has no tender value here, lady. Oh my god. It was like a very threatening, like, take my snot, lady. Please.
This is just the interest. The rest of the payment's coming.
Oh my god. She takes her fucking teeth out and there's just so much slime.
She takes her slimy teeth out and puts them into that handkerchief.
Oh.
I don't know, or onto it at least. And then, that's just sitting there right on the desk.
Yeah.
So, and Christine goes in to ask her boss about this whole extension business and was told that she's going to have to make a tough decision, as if she had a decision to make.
Yeah.
And then later on, they really make it seem like, because she has this whole like scene of self-redemption on the train station platform where she's like, I could have given this old lady an extension. Given the way that she had been treated up to that point by her boss and her coworkers, and the way that her boss said, this is a tough decision, but it's your call, and then stared at her like, get that fucking old lady out of here now.
Yeah.
It's not like she had a choice.
No.
She's trying to get promoted. There's this whole, like, from an analysis standpoint, theory that if she had given the extension, because she wouldn't have been dragged to hell, she wouldn't have been cursed. The idea that women trying to advance in their careers is going to send them to hell.
Oh, yeah.
But fuck that shit.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Fair enough. So the lady attacks her because she doesn't give her the extension, which I thought was a bit of an overreaction.
And no, it totally was. And then she gets knocked down completely in self-defense.
Yeah.
Because you've gooed all over me. Get away.
Yeah, you slimed me, lady.
And then you're 80, so you fall over and somehow that's my fault.
Yeah. I feel like this whole curse was a bit of an overreaction.
Yeah.
I mean-
like I said, she was looking for someone to curse when she walked in. She's like, I'm fucking cursing the first person that I see.
She was hot to curse.
Also, like, she fucking does this whole grabby thing. There's 2 security guards attached to her trying to escort her out of the building.
Yeah.
How did she shake off those 2 security guards when she can't even sit down without coughing?
Satan power.
That's when the Satan kicked in.
But yeah, she's about as frail as that goo
fucking handkerchief.
that goo covered handkerchief. Oh my god. Which, by the way, okay, so let's get that out of the way. I'm gonna get that out of the way first and foremost. I've been drinking a very fizzy drink, which is not good when you're podcasting. I should stick to regular water.
See, I don't have this issue, so I don't know what it's like.
So the lady leaves, and then they go down into the parking garage as she's leaving for work, unescorted, by the way, which would never happen when there's security guards and something like that goes down.
You work at a bank, there's 2 security guards. That's a traumatic experience for everybody who saw it.
At least one of those guards would be escorting at least her to the car, as she was the target.
Yeah.
And then, that old lady's old dumpy car parked there.
That's the same car that was used in Evil Dead.
Is it?
It's Sam Raimi, who's the director's personal vehicle.
I fucking love it.
It's a pretty sick car, and that woman doesn't deserve it.
No. My one qualm with this whole film is in that scene where she's sitting in her car looking at that other car, and then that fucking dirty handkerchief fucking blows out from under the car and wasps its way across.
Yeah, delicately.
Have you been underground? There is 0 wind generated at all.
I didn't even think about that.
It's
a supernatural handkerchief at this point.
It had better be.
Yeah.
Because she deposited so much lung butter that
it would be weighed down regardless.
It wouldn't be taking flight.
You'd need a tornado to lift that thing off the ground.
But I'm guessing it's supernatural. Yeah, it wasps in.
Yeah.
And then boom, old lady in the back seat. But I get in that car. I'm gonna be like, what's that asthmatic wheezing in the back seat?
Right. It's so quiet.
Yeah, it's like.
So that's like the longest that old lady went without coughing the entire time.
Yeah,
she was deliberately suppressing it.
I wouldn't be able to pay attention to anything else. I'm like, well, there's obviously a dying something in the back seat.
Did I pick up a raccoon when I came in?
Oopsie poopsie. Yeah, how are you going to watch that handkerchief float delicately across and then get spooked when it hits your windshield? Other than it's dirty. Yeah.
I mean, that's gross.
Yeah, it is gross.
It's not going to frighten me, though. Yeah. There's nothing inherently frightening about that handkerchief except for the diseases thereon.
Yeah, for sure.
Justin Long's mother, and this is going to come up later on, too, but she's a fucking bitch.
Oh, yeah, she is.
I hate her guts, but her idea of being a good parent when you're in a relationship with somebody you love is to tell her son, Justin Long, that a farm girl whose name used to be the Pork Queen, I just want to make note of that.
First of all, it's not a great success story to be the Pork Queen.
No. It's a terrible name for a competition where you raise a pig.
And it's a terrible name to be given to a young lady.
Yeah, I'm 12 and I'm overweight.
Yeah,
I want to be the Pork Queen.
Yeah, that's not a ribbon you're hanging up. That's not one.
I'm so happy to go to the high school that's in a church.
Yeah,
because this is clearly out in the middle of nowhere. And
America.
That's all they have. Yeah, and just be called the Pork Queen by all of my classmates.
Yes, absolutely.
As if high school kids, teenagers, aren't ruthless enough.
Yeah,
we'll just tee them up.
As if pork hasn't been given 1,800 meanings at this point, other than the meat from a pig.
We only get to see her become the Pork Queen once this whole movie when her and Justin Long bang each other.
She is the queen of being porked in this movie for sure.
Anyway, her fucking Justin Long's mom is like, yeah, just stop wasting your time with this. Let me just say, dime piece, smoke show of a woman.
I don't remember.
Way out of Justin Long's league in terms of physical attractiveness. Justin Long looks like a frog that ate another frog.
Come on now, he's classically handsome.
Is he? How about his voice?
Well, it's not like a Kermit the Frog voice.
Nah, but it's just as grating. Anyway, his mom's like, I want to set you up with this nice daughter of these people I play tennis with. You can play tennis together. I would never, if I had a kid, try to set. That's the most boring date. First of all, I'm out of shape as fuck, so I'm going to be horrible at it.
Yeah.
My hand-eye coordination is about as good as this old lady's because she only has one eye. Depth of field? Nah, that tennis ball's hitting me in the face.
Absolutely.
Also, what in the fuck would be fun for a first date about tennis?
Maybe getting drunk and just whopping those tennis balls as hard as you can into a field.
Only if you're getting drunk.
Yeah, and then like not going to get them.
The only time sports are fun is when you're loaded.
Yeah,
I don't care what anybody says.
I only enjoy golf, and I only enjoy the driving range portion of golf, and I only enjoy it after a couple beers.
Exactly. That's the only time it's any good.
I just like drilling those little balls as hard as I can, and then knowing somebody else has got to go out there and get them. It's just like, fucking, let's see how far I can send this one.
See how much job security I can create here.
That's like fucking 20 meters. Somebody's going to go pick that up. All right, so old lady in the back seat, disrespectful mother. This old lady does something in this film.
Yeah, well, she does a couple things that warrant the tone that you're giving it right now.
In this particular scene, she does some upsetting shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot of it.
So she's in the back seat, and
waiting patiently.
The pork queen gets this fucking wicked idea to just drive and buckle up and then hit something.
Because the old lady has begun attacking her in the driver's seat of the car.
Yeah. It's important to know she's not just like, Daredevil, let's do this.
Yeah.
Let's see if this old lady can fly. No, the old lady's like killing her. So she's like, I'm gonna drive, hit this car, buckle up. Old lady doesn't do. I thought she was gonna go through the windshield and die. Mm-hmm. I thought that's where that was going.
Yeah. When she T-bones a van head on.
Yeah. No.
I also thought windshield for sure.
No. Much worse. So she fucking goes mouth first into the dashboard and busts her teeth all up.
No deployment of airbag whatsoever.
Zero.
And the only cushion that she had were her bad dentures.
And then
those teeth go flying.
Oh, they fly. And then Jay, and then what does that old lady do?
She begins to aggressively gum the pork queen's wide open mouth.
Oh my God.
The most aggressive and liquefied gumming attack.
Oh.
She basically like vomits everything in her body into this girl's mouth. She's
got this girl's lower jaw in her mouth.
Yeah.
And she is just chewing on nothing.
Going to town about it.
So
Yeah, thoroughly gross.
That versus the Nick Cage slime monster kiss in color from space when he kisses his wife.
I would prefer the slimy kiss.
Me too.
And I tell you why. At least it was closed mouth.
Oh yeah.
You got to take me out to dinner before you do that to me.
You got to brush your teeth before you do that to me.
Yeah, let's just pick them up off the floor of the car.
You got to see the dentist before you do that to me. I'm sorry. I'm not about to catch Giardia or some shit from your bacteria mouth.
How is that a good plan of, I'm going to gum you now?
Well, my theory is like she didn't realize her teeth busted out.
How the fuck would you not realize that?
I don't know. Because like then she's like, oh, they're not in. Because I think she was going for the throat. I think she was just going to
I was going to bite your throat out like a zombie?
Yeah. So this like
she basically is?
Yeah. You know how iguanas are poisonous because they just don't brush their teeth? Like
is that true of iguanas? I know it's Komodo dragons.
That's what it
sure.
is. No, yeah, you're right. It's Komodo dragons.
I could understand it being iguanas. I could understand it being really any animal that doesn't have access to mouthwash.
Yeah, that's what this old lady was like to me. I was just like, oh, if she breaks skin, you're dead.
Yeah, that the toxicity level of your blood the second that saliva gets on it. Give it up. That's an infection.
Yeah.
That's every infection in the book. In the infection book, this old lady has all of them.
And I wrote here in huge capital letters, this is why we need adequate lighting in parking lots at night.
I mean, you're right.
I'm absolutely right.
Dark.
If anything, that should be like a commercial. Light up the night. And this old lady just gumming on this poor lady's face. Light up the night.
Please. for the good of everyone's health.
Yeah. Oh,
we don't need
God.
another global pandemic because this woman can't keep her mouth to herself.
Oof. And then she gets a staple in the eye, which is immediate improvement. Staples that bad eye closed.
I wrote down on the note of that scene, because Christine successfully boots her ass right out of the fucking car.
Oh, she does.
Eventually and locks it.
Mm-hmm.
And then she gets real cocky in the car.
Yeah, she's
She's like, yeah, bitch, I won. So I wrote here, even if I had locked her out of the vehicle successfully, she still won the fight because of the waterfall of saliva in my throat.
Yeah.
I don't care. It doesn't... That you could have, like, bashed her head in. She still won the fight.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. Yeah,
because I swallowed that.
Yeah, she got you gooed. She got you gooed. Oh my God. Yeah, and then just like she jams that ruler in her throat and she like ejects it like a shotgun blast. The fuck kind of throat action is that?
She's really, really good at giving head. Probably.
What that
she
throat
just takes
do?
the dentures right out. Exactly.
Kablam!
Christine's the pork queen. This old lady's the head queen.
She did take quite a bit of that ruler. Yeah, oh fuck, and then she gets cursed. I don't know what being cursed looks like, but in this movie, I think they nailed it.
Yeah.
I think they really nailed the curse.
Just a fucking old lady grabs one of this woman's buttons, whispers her dirty mouth breath onto it in some ancient, I can only assume Romanian language. I can't remember where they're from or if they mention that at all. And that's what the curse is.
And that's like
a breathy whisper on your clothes.
So that's like the first, 20 minutes of the movie we just described in, 45. But like...
It's so much happened.
Yeah, so much happens in the first bit of this movie. And then it's just like 3 days of hell for this lady.
A 3-day curse, by the way, is basically a urinary tract infection that you die from.
Yeah, just have a little, what is it? Cranberry juice up in your system.
Just take care of it. That's what, this is just a PSA for STDs from, you remember the old message from Concerned Children's Advertisers?
Yeah.
It's one of those.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, so she's like not even concerned one little bit about this curse, but I guess she goes to the fortune teller.
Yeah.
And
Ooh, that motherfucker's in Inception.
Yes, he is. He's in
like, all right.
He's in something else too, and I cannot remember what it is.
I want to see if I wrote it. Keep going.
But yeah, Justin Long has that comment that I think I would make too if I ever walked into a fortune teller. He's like, "Is this where I buy a monkey head?" Or he's like, I'm looking for something that's not a dried monkey head or something like that.
As much as I hate Justin Long's character's elitism because of his job, the way that he handles that fortune teller and the place and having your fortune told and all the like weird haunted tchotchkes in the front.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I would. You can't put me in a room with somebody having their palm read because I'm just gonna shit on it the whole time.
Yeah.
I'm gonna shit all over it.
Oh my God.
Yeah, good. You're gonna come into some money too soon. Yeah, you're gonna find a 20 in an old coat.
Oh shit.
Love's gonna find its way to you. I don't know about that.
Always bring a condom.
Just killing the vibe the whole time. That would be me.
Oh fuck.
Just the most cynical asshole.
Yeah, and then I don't know, what's that guy say? He says something like he knows what's going on, but he doesn't tell them exactly what's going on or something like that.
He does a couple things that piss me off. This fortune teller.
Yeah, I can't remember exactly the interaction, but I do remember it being off-putting.
There's the whole, like, he gets to a point where the curse is clearly beginning to happen, and he knows exactly how to handle it. Mm-hmm. During this fortune being told, he sees all kinds of demons in a vision while touching her. Given his expertise later on in the movie, I would expect him to know exactly what's going on already.
Yeah.
And then slow rolls her on how to solve the problem, all the way to telling her to kill her own cat.
Yeah, I wasn't cool with that. That lady showed first of all, Justin Long gives you a nice kitten. Mm-hmm. And then you have such a little concern for that cat when it's clearly in distress and there's like a demon shadow roaming around your house.
Yeah. The guy's like, you're going to have to sacrifice an animal Her first thought is, well, my cat's available.
Yeah, I don't think he's got much going on in the next week.
And this is something that I think is important to note if in the event that we encounter it later. Anytime a pet doesn't have a name in a movie, that pet's going to fucking die at some point.
Except for Pet Sematary. That's the one, because, I mean, it does come back to life.
It comes back to life. Does it have a name?
Yes.
That's why...
Yeah.
If it doesn't have a name, you can bet it dies.
Oh, for sure.
If it's a kitty and they're calling it Kitty, that cat's going to be brutally slaughtered.
That cat's going to be Pity. That's what's about to happen. Yeah. And so, yeah, he definitely, like, drops that, like, yeah, sacrifice a small animal, no big deal. Just a lot of blood.
So, yeah, he says that. And then at the end of the movie, he goes, well, you could just give that cursed item to someone else.
Yeah, right?
Lead with that.
See, the first thing is he definitely dropped that hint while he was talking, because it's like, oh,
did he?
He's like, it's coming for the owner of the possession. Why? What? My first thought was like, give it away.
Yeah,
give it to anybody else.
As a matter of fact, I hated him really bad because he was like, well, I don't want blood on my hands about this.
Yeah,
I can tell you to kill your cat about it because I don't have to worry about being an accomplice to that.
Yeah,
but if you give it away and curse somebody else in the process, that's bothersome to me. So I wrote a list of people that I would be willing to give this fucking button to.
Yes, because I was gonna ask you who you would give it to.
The second I find that out, the first person who cuts me off in traffic, they're getting that button thrown into their open window.
See, my answer was like, I'm petty. It would be the first person who, like, upset me.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that's the first person on your list, too.
100%. If you walk too slow in front of me on the sidewalk, hey, you want a button real quick?
I noticed your jacket's missing one of these, buddy. This is a rare one.
Just a reverse pickpocket that shit into their coat.
Yeah, hey, I put a button in your back pocket. I hope you're okay with that. And then you just run away.
Yeah, it's a social experiment. There's a camera right there.
Yeah.
Anyone who has more than 5 substitutions in a Starbucks order, they get the button right away. They get the button in their drink. Anyone who describes a road trip as a good drive. Have you ever been fucking, like, you're talking about traveling to, like, from here, Hamilton or something, and somebody goes, yeah, it's a good drive. That means it's fucking long as fuck. And it's awful.
Yeah.
You're trying to eke out some optimism from this horrible experience. I don't like road trips very much.
Right away button.
Yeah,
button right away.
People who call their pets fur babies. Now, I hate that marginally less than not having a name for your fucking cat at all.
Fair enough.
So, in a way, she kind of deserved the button because that would piss me off. If I go to her place, oh, what's your cat's name? I don't know. I'm going to kill it tomorrow.
Oh, button right away.
Yeah, hey, button, dude.
I got a button for you.
So she kind of deserved to have the button.
I'm totally with you on that. She definitely deserved to have that button. Why she didn't give it right away to, like, her opponent at this bank?
I would give it to fucking Justin Long's mom.
You know what? She had a lot of good people to give this button to.
Judgmental,
oh my God,
bitch woman. I hate.
She should have been like, "Here's a button, thanks, man," and just given it to the psychic.
Yeah, just not. Yeah, I can't pay you yet, but this is collateral. It's a very impressive. It's a very expensive button.
It's a lucky button.
Yeah, I'll see you later. Put it in the fucking window. Give it away to somebody else after. They'll take it.
Oh my God, yeah.
I wrote, how about, and this is what my whole fucking point, because she kills her cat and it doesn't lift the curse.
Yeah. In fact, there's a part where the demon shows up at the end and does like a jaunty. First of all, I have a second qualm with this movie. The music gets very...
You can't have a qualm with what you're about to say.
Okay, the music gets very Disney's Haunted Mansion.
It sure does.
And then the demon starts doing like a jaunty, it's like a little jaunty jig, and he's like, ha 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 ha, and then he's like, oh yeah, by the way, here's your cat. Just throws up a dead cat.
A riggered cat.
Yeah, he goes from like a nice like jaunty, like Disney, like skeletons dancing around to just throwing up a dead riggered cat.
So yeah, that clearly like the ritual worked, but it didn't.
Yeah.
Because he had this ghost cat stuck in his esophagus for God knows how long.
Yeah, and he finally coughed that hairball up.
So I wrote, and this is about the psychic, how about you focus group your advice first so that it works instead of making people kill their pets just because?
Boom.
Give better advice.
Psychicking.
Give better advice than that.
He should have fucking known because he's psychic.
Yeah. You could try killing your cat. By the way, it's not going to work. I already saw it.
Oh my god. Oh, that bloody nose she gets. It's like an anime when they see a boob. And it's just so she gets this bloody nose. At first it starts like a little bit,
that shit.
and then it starts spraying.
Oh my god!
Like a lot, and
everywhere. And that's like a hemorrhage amount.
And the boss is so unfazed. He's like, "What's going on? What's up with you?"
All he cared about was, did I get any in my mouth?
Oh my god! Yeah, half this lady's blood left her body through one orifice, and he's like, "Oh, I hope none was in my mouth."
It's fuck this woman who's clearly anemic.
Yeah, she must have saw an
hemophiliac. I think they're called, like when you bleed a lot when you get cut.
Yeah, I think it's like yeah. I don't. Is it I don't know. I think you're right. I honestly
think that's what it is.
And at this point, like, nobody's going to be able to correct us because it's just you and me in this room.
Yeah. So as far as we're concerned, I'm right.
You can send your emails to grindhousemovieclub@gmail.com. I almost said a different email. I almost said my personal email, and I don't want your emails to my personal email.
I don't like you that much.
Yeah. So if you think we're wrong, maybe we'll read your email.
I want to say that's what it is, so I'm pissed.
Yeah. So this whole old lady.
Mm-hmm. More old lady things happen.
Well, no, yeah, they happen. But I noted that this old lady, she's kind of the reason. I used to work for like a cell phone company, answering the phones for a little bit. Yeah, for about a month.
Mm-hmm. Which it's probably a week and a half longer than I would be able to stand it.
Oh yeah, well it was 3 weeks of that was training. So I got paid to sit there and do nothing.
Oh, fantastic!
And then they like send you out there, and they don't tell you that everybody out there is this old lady.
Yeah,
that they're just inconvenienced. So gypsy curse on you.
Yeah,
cussing and
in the
screaming.
form of loud swear words at you for an hour. Yeah, and then fix my problem still.
The fact that she just didn't curse these people who were like coming up to her house and like taking her property, and because she said that people were like packing her shit up for her.
Yeah, the repo men, curse them.
Curse every single one of them.
Yeah.
Why didn't you just do that?
I think she was pissed because Christine is so goddamn hot. This old lady's like, wow.
I think it was also because she shamed her in front of everybody at the bank. She
shamed her fucking self.
She really did.
Don't try and insult a bank teller just because they don't tell you what you want to hear.
Yeah, I would never. I can't be a bank teller. I would have knocked that other bank teller out in a second. The second he was too nosy, I just would have been bop. Yeah, get out of here.
He gets plugged.
Oh my god.
Speaking of people who, and she has this whole scene where when she finds out that she can gift the curse away, she has like a moral dilemma in a diner and decides that she's going to give it to the coworker who is a dick to her. And then he cries about the fact that he tried to rip her off and essentially ruin her career.
Yeah.
And he's like, don't tell my dad, which doesn't even know her dad. I don't know why that's the first thing that you're afraid of. And so she decides not to because her ethical quandary.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Yeah.
That guy gets that button.
I've been like, here, man, here's a button. Here's a button for your troubles.
For your troubles. You came all the way down here. Don't worry. Just take this button.
This button's going to make it all better. Just
it
hold
means
on
something
to
to me. And then he probably throws the button in the garbage because he's an asshole, which is fine because he has no choice but to be cursed forever.
Oh, yeah, no, for real. We want to talk about this funeral scene. Are we gonna get that out of the way too? First of all, starts with like the granddaughter of this old lady being like, "So I used to be a real fat girl, eh?" Yeah,
just out of nowhere hits you with that.
That's how the scene starts.
I can tell she's got this, and this is how you know that she's the pork queen because she has a picture from when she won this like largest pig competition. If you're that ashamed of the fact that you used to be that fat, throw the picture away.
Yeah, that's not this is what I'm saying. Like, this is not a competition for children. No. Children don't need to be crowned pork anything.
No.
Children are not to be porked.
I'm not even. No. And I don't. Nope. All right.
That's a stance I'm taking, guys.
Well, it's the correct one, so absolutely. I have nothing to say about it. Yeah. I thought, and this could be something that I'm mistaken about, but I thought that gypsy funerals were like super exclusive. Like it was, you're part of the family or part of the group or you're not allowed in. So the fact that I feel like it was like a prank being pulled on her in a way that she was let in during this funeral.
I thought that too, because she knew full well it was a funeral and was like, no, she's just in that room. Go on in, see what's up.
Yeah. But then the old lady and this woman have probably the second worst interaction.
Yeah,
this
you know
dead
what?
old lady.
You know what? Yeah, it's I do believe their interaction in this film, they get off to a bad start,
and then there's a bad middle.
Yeah, their second shoe's got a stone in it, and then the third step is there's a stick and they trip.
Yeah,
it's not a good start to this.
No, this journey,
this friendship these two people have. The relationship therein between these two characters becomes very mouth-based.
Yeah, right away it does.
Yeah.
Now, how about you refresh my memory on all the horrible things that happen in this funeral scene?
So, from if my memory serves me correctly, she walks in and it's like, oh, there's that nasty fucking hanky. Gross. And she walks over and she sees like the old lady there. I forget how it happens. Something happens. And eventually this old dead corpse ends up on top of her, and whatever fluids had remained they come out.
These are not embalming fluids.
No, they're not. No. Which is weird because generally these fluids would have been removed via a tube or a vacuum. Because
a vacuum.
They're not good fluids to have.
No, you don't want those to linger around inside a dead body.
Yeah, whatever fluids were left in this old lady from she didn't get cleared out into that hanky before she died. came out.
Yeah.
And into Christine's mouth.
Yep.
You
got dead old lady goo. And which is worse than live old lady goo by a wide margin.
Yeah. The funeral was ruined.
So I was trying to one of the things that really makes this an eating disorder allegory in a way is that you never see Christine eat except when she's binge eating ice cream. It happens twice. It is the only time in the whole movie where you see her eat. She tries cake when she meets Justin Long's parents, and an eyeball pops out of that shit and she stabs it.
Yeah, pulsating cake.
Yeah.
And then a lot of cherry sauce comes out of that cake.
Oh, she coughs up a fly after just trying to barely eat that cake.
Yeah.
So she never fucking eats.
And she throws
food
up
is gross all the time.
Does she throw up maggots too after that fly goes into her mouth or up her nose or something?
What happens is when she's attacked by this dead old lady yet again, maggots get thrown up onto her face and again into her mouth.
Her nightmare or something, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's what it is. I wrote maggot vomit and I wasn't sure who was vomiting into who.
Those maggots, by the way, I read this on the trivia page. Pasta.
Rigatoni?
I'm not 100% sure. It looked more like gnocchi to me.
I'm going to have to go back and look at that. Maybe it was in some ground beef with some red sauce.
Oh, then I wouldn't mind it going into my mouth.
Oh my God. So you can't spell funeral without fun, clearly.
What a blast at this funeral.
How does she knock the casket over or something? Like the old
I
lady
believe what happens is she leans in way too close and asks for forgiveness, and her hair gets caught in the gnarled hand of this old lady.
Right.
And so she pulls away, and then the whole lady comes with her.
The whole lady was... First of all, this... Kristen must be using some fantastic... That must be Head and Shoulders or Pert Plus to
to be as resilient as all that.
Yeah.
This woman's hair gets pulled in this movie 6 times.
Oh yeah, this old lady leaves with a wig's worth.
Yeah, almost every interaction. That's what happens when she's pissed.
So yeah, and so the whole lady comes out and the fluids.
Yeah,
and instead of turning her head and closing her mouth, she shouts into the old lady's face, "Someone get this off me."
She screams directly into the cascade.
Yeah.
That's coming at her.
Yeah. She shouts when you can hear what she's saying through the mouthfuls of butterscotch pudding. Liquidy butterscotch pudding. Then...
Yeah, dude.
Sorry,
That was it's the film on top when you leave it out for too long.
Yeah, it is. I did that to myself. I had a moment there, and I apologize. I apologize for saying butterscotch pudding.
That's what you're not necessarily wrong.
Oh my God.
Not to mention, and I didn't quite process it when you said it, but you called it lung butter earlier.
I certainly
And
did.
that's one of the grossest things. Not the first time I've heard it, but one of the grossest things I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah, and
Ew, dude.
yeah, that phrase is meant to upset people.
There is an Aesop Rock. This guy is a rapper. There's a line where he talks about coughing up buttery lung ramen. Ew, dude. Keep it to yourself.
Yeah. None of that for me. None of that for me whatsoever. How about everybody? If you gotta cough something up, let's be discreet about our throat fluids. I don't care what you're spitting up. Just
And like you're in the fucking bank doing that.
yeah, just playing with your throat goo.
I'll say this about that gypsy funeral. When that old lady gets ejected from the casket and gets all of her internal liquids all over the place, the band kind of goes, all right, well, we're going to keep playing music right away. They weren't even remotely shocked.
Nobody was upset about the goo.
No, they seemed to be pretty apathetic about it.
They were like,
wow,
that's the only goo that came out? Wow, okay.
I'm used to way more goo than that.
It's a light day. It's a light day for this corpse.
They were a little bit perturbed that like their dead grandma got defiled by a stranger, but that lasted all of 30 seconds, and then it just went back to the rager that it was when she showed up.
Yeah, it did.
Gypsy funerals must be the most fucking fun.
Yeah,
you'd catch me at one of those.
Absolutely.
Holy fuck!
I intend to attend at least one in my life.
You just get super drunk and play cards. Fine.
I mean, I'm probably gonna leave if I see somebody like scoop the body up and start jigging around with it. But up until that point,
You might see that.
That's the thing. I don't know. I feel like they were one step from doing that before it fell out of the casket.
The point that I was trying to make earlier in pointing out that you never see this woman eat but twice is that it makes sense because she's always full of goo.
Yeah, she's got her. Oh my god, she's got herself a full helping. Just vinaigrette.
Yeah, dude, I'm just
some lung vinaigrette. Yeah. Okay. And then there's a scene. There is a scene where this old lady goes wrist deep.
Yeah.
Wrist deep in her right in her mouth. Taps on her anus from the other side.
I got to give kudos to Justin Long for really, and I wouldn't have stuck around during Christine's whole mental breakdown where she's hearing and seeing shit if I didn't know she could do that. You see that once and you're like, that's a keeper.
Well, she does it then. She does it to the hanky too.
Yeah.
By the way, the second, that hanky.
So upset by this hanky, dude.
Oh my god. If she didn't get pneumonia from deep throating that hanky, she got it from like fucking around in the mud trying to like give the button to the old lady.
Yeah, another time that her hair gets ripped out. Also, she gets trucked by that tombstone.
Yes, she does.
Holy fuck, that falls and cracks her in the
should
head
have been
so
dead.
good. Yeah,
she should have died.
100%. I'm going through my text messages because in case you think you people listening out there, if you think Matt's hamming up his disgust, I want it to be known that as he was watching it, he was texting me in real time,
as I do. And
while I find this, fill the silence because I gotta find it.
Well, okay, so during this film, there's a lot of things. No, so towards the end, the old guys, or not the old guys, or the psychic guy, he's like, hey, we could just be giving this to somebody else. And then, like, why wouldn't you just have this idea at the beginning? He's like, well, we could just give it to the dead body. That's still a person. We could give it to that.
Yeah, you just have to ask nicely.
Yeah.
And it's not like she's gonna say no.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to give a dead body a button. You won't find me doing it, but given the opportunity, I'll slip a dead body a button.
Listen, if the alternative is that I'm getting dragged to hell, I'm giving that to the first dead body I see.
Absolutely.
Which might take a while, but you're gonna get
it. She digs it up and she does just fine. But so he takes the button. He's like, yeah, you take this and you give it to that old lady, and he puts it in an envelope.
Yeah.
The second The second he put it in that envelope, I was like,
know what you're gonna
well, fuck Justin Long. I guess he's going to hell because earlier in the film, because she's a bank teller, she finds like a rare coin because Justin Long collects coins.
If you couldn't be any dorkier,
Yeah.
you collect coin. That's marginally better than collecting stamps.
Right? So she had this coin and she put it in an envelope. And I was like, well, there's the switcheroo right there. My OCD would be like, better make sure that's the button.
Yeah, dude.
Oh,
guess what? That envelope gets button written right on it.
Yeah, the button. Do not touch.
The worst button in existence.
Yeah, devil button. Do not touch. But no, she doesn't do that. And so immediately I'm like, well, this is why are you giving that dead body a dime? You should be giving that dead body a button.
It took me no time at all to be like, well, so they almost hit an old man who, while they're driving away from a séance that they have in order to, and that's where I want it to be known, my favorite part of this fucking movie is when they channel this demon, this Lamia,
Yeah.
into a goat,
Yes.
and the goat calls Christine a bitch.
Yes. Oh my God. I love that so fucking much.
That is a real puppet.
I love it.
That was on someone's hand, I can almost promise you. And it's the most vulgar goat puppet. I'll never say no to a puppet.
I laughed so hard. I laughed harder than I should have the second that happened.
It was made even better by the fact that they bring this goat in with the purpose of eventually putting the demon into it. The goat doesn't want to be in the room, almost like it knows what's happening. Then its table manners are amazing.
Oh yeah.
They're all holding hands and they're chanting some fucking weird ass. I don't know why this medium that they chose to do the séance with, that was like when she decided to practice for American Idol. But she's singing and she's just belting it out. And every so often in the background of a shot, this goat, it's just, and it's a real ass goat.
Yeah.
It's just hanging out.
Not one bleat. Doesn't try to take a bite out of nothing.
Doesn't give a fuck.
It's very well behaved, and they're just gonna cut its damn head off.
You know how hard it is to get a goat to behave at the dinner table, dude?
Yeah. Oh, by the way, this goat beheading cost Justin Long $10,000 of his own money.
Yeah.
That was like the price of the ritual, and he's just like, because he in the movie he takes her to the doctor, and the doctor's just like, well, she's just crazy. She's just crazy. Put her to bed.
But she
she
can swallow a forearm, doc. Do you understand? Like,
you're losing your mind, Justin. And then he's like, oh yeah, the doctor just says you're crazy. I'm like, well, here we go. Justin just became like the typical boyfriend who doesn't, just is like, whatever. But then he's like, hey, I just dropped 10,000 on we're gonna cut a goat's head off for you, baby.
Listen, that net game is worth 10,000. That's my point.
Jesus Christ.
This medium is the same medium from the beginning of the movie with the 5-year-old that gets dragged to hell, and she's been waiting her entire life to face this exact same demon. Give me 10 grand though.
Yeah, absolutely.
I still want the 10 grand. This is my entire life's ambition and goal, and the reason I've continued living is in order to face this demon again and vanquish it.
Hey, still gotta get paid.
Yeah.
Still gotta get paid.
Hey, ma, money over everything.
Son of a bitch.
I found the text messages, by the way.
All right.
Matt is texting me in real time as he's watching this movie. He goes, I'm 10 minutes in and I've got half a page of double-lined writing on this old lady. This old lady is nasty. Everything I've got to say so far has been very anti this old lady. Yo, this old lady. Holy shit, 30 minutes alone of this podcast is dedicated to this horrible lady. That was a pretty conservative prediction, Matt.
I know. Oh
anyway,
my God.
They're driving away from the seance that doesn't work for some reason because all they did was channel the demon and then sort of banish it from the seance. And Justin Long almost hits a guy while they're driving. And then for some reason, this guy yells at Christine like she was driving, which fuck you.
Yeah,
I'm just sitting
real.
here. And not to mention, he drops Christine off at this house that she's never been to before with these people about to channel a demon that he's paid $10,000 to make happen. Then he fucking leaves. Exactly. Why would you leave?
I'd like to see where my money's going.
Holy shit, man.
$10,000. I'll probably watch what's going on here.
Irritating. So when they break suddenly because they almost hit an old man, she drops the envelope on the floor underneath a bunch of papers. My point is, right at that second, I was like, it's not the button anymore when you pick that up.
Absolutely.
It's something else for sure.
Yep.
Open the envelope and make sure it's the fucking button. You work at a bank. You have these all over the place.
Yeah, you know how envelopes work.
Damn. Also, who keeps buttons off of coats? I'm mad about that. The only person who in this whole movie who should be keeping buttons is the old lady who cursed it.
She kept the button because it's like, hey, if you don't, you're gonna go to hell. Either way, you're getting dragged to hell.
How would you know? Like, she kept it for like until she was told by the psychic that it was a cursed object and that she was in possession of it. I wouldn't have kept it that long.
No, yeah.
I thought I could sew it back on. No, you didn't. You're never gonna get around to that. You don't even eat food.
No, I would. The second he was like, it's coming for the possession or the possessor of the button. Button out the window. Going down the freeway. Oh, that car is open. Button in there.
Whatever. Fuck this button. While she's in the diner trying to decide whether or not to give this button away to like people, and they keep becoming wholesome.
Yeah, I like when she's just like, that old man doesn't deserve to live anymore. Yeah. He's just had a rough life with all of his like
this old man with respiratory issues. Clearly.
Yeah. Well, fuck that old man.
Yeah,
he deserves it.
And then
he's just sick. Oh, don't worry, he deserved it.
And then his equally old wife comes back with food, and it's, well, I can't do it now. I mean, they'd probably die together. You're still off the hook. Anyway, I wrote down because the waitress comes over and bitches at her, not bitches at her, but is like, "Are you sure you're just gonna sit here and drink coffee the whole time?"
Yeah.
And she's like, "Yup," and then gives her a ton of attitude. And then she's eating ice cream at the counter and asks for another helping. And the waitress is like, seriously? And she gives her attitude.
Yeah.
So I wrote, talking back to service staff is why she's going to hell. Because don't do that shit.
Yeah,
If you're in a Waffle House and you talk to one of the fucking employees there, you get your ass kicked right away.
Oh yeah, that you're at least getting bodily fluids in your food.
Yeah.
That's you gotta be polite to the people who are serving you.
Fucking clearly a huge fan of bodily fluids, given how many
of
them she's had in her.
Yeah, she didn't really seem to be disgusted either with that in that funeral scene with the pudding. Yeah. She just kind of got him and was like brushed it off. Like, oh man,
gross, I guess.
Yeah, tasted all right. I'm not grossed out.
Fuck. I'm so mad about things. I'm 3 pages into my notes and still there were so many fluids on that handkerchief.
Yeah, that handkerchief.
The only curse I'd be worried about is the old bitch's gingivitis. Yeah, man. The scene. So she, in order to get rid of this button after discovering she could just give it to a dead person, which again is something that should have been led with, like you said. The most respect I had for her in the whole movie is when she shoves that envelope into that dead woman's mouth and then kick fucks it shut.
Yeah, she does.
That was the most aggressive kick to the lower jaw of a skeleton that I've ever seen. And I was like, yes.
Fuck yeah. Wait, was she skeletal?
No, but I mean,
okay.
She was in life.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not more so yet, but give it time.
Oh yeah, it was definitely more force than needed to close that mouth.
Yeah, but good.
Just blasted it closed.
Yeah, man.
Shut that mouth forever.
It's like you're trying to lock somebody out of a gate.
Oh my God.
As she's driving to the cemetery to do that, she says, "I'm gonna get some."
Get some.
Yeah, which is what Ash says in Evil Dead. Once,
shit.
I believe around the time that he attaches the shotgun to his arm.
Yeah, he does.
And this movie is kind of littered with Evil Dead references. Sam Raimi writes all of his. There's like a ritual book that in order to perform the sacrifice, the animal sacrifice. The psychic gives her a ritual book. I'm fairly certain he wrote and drew all that himself, the director.
Of course.
As well as the Necronaut, like the Book of the Dead. He wrote and drew all that shit himself for that movie.
Good Lord.
I fucking love him.
He's a very intense man. He likes the spooky wooks.
Yeah, he really enjoys super canted shots when things are supposed to be scary. Like the camera's always on like a weird angle, which is sick to me.
Yeah.
The one thing I hate about this movie, but it was by design, so I'm not allowed to hate it, is that there's so much prolonged eye contact, especially between Christine and other people. There are some very long shots of Christine just staring at the person
I didn't pick up on that.
that's talking to her, and it's because they wanted to put you into her headspace as a character
Okay.
throughout the movie. That was like the person they wanted you to identify with the most.
Okay. Fair enough. I didn't pick up on any of that, but I guess it worked because I was.
For some reason, after she crawls out of that grave after almost dying, that's the first time you see her take a shower in the whole movie. Despite all of these interactions with this old lady.
Yeah.
And it's supposed to be like a sick cleansing shower. I'd move into that shower.
Yeah, I'd be a boiling bath right there.
Yeah.
I wouldn't come out till my skin was red and new.
Brand new bloody skin is what I want.
Yeah. I want to come out like a fucking molted lobster.
I don't know why demons are so disrespectful of the bodies they want to possess.
Yeah.
Everybody just gets like picked up and chucked around through the air all the time.
Well, they're they're dead. Who
With
cares?
these fucking demons and monsters. The Jeepers Creepers guy just hucks that lady.
Oh god, that fucking poor. I'm gonna keep saying it. That poor 13-year-old zombie girl just clotheslined by Thor.
Yeah. It's just so violent.
Oh my god.
Sam Raimi really likes for characters to be invisibly slapped. He's a huge fan of, okay, in this scene, I want you to pretend that you're being slapped really hard.
The invisible disrespect.
Yeah, tons of it, especially in Sam Raimi movies for some reason. He also likes people getting sprayed with fluids. In Evil Dead, Bruce Campbell gets like hit with like just loads of like blood and vomit. All the time.
That's another very fluid movie.
Yeah. He loves it. Sam Raimi, you know a Sam Raimi movie once the fluids start flying.
Oh my god. You know what? Having not seen this movie, I'm surprised I haven't watched it already. It was a good one.
So was I. I'm a fucking huge fan. One of my favorites. That goat dude.
Yeah.
The rest of the movie could suck ass. That goat, I'd watch it over and over.
I thoroughly enjoyed like the jaunty jig and the fucking cat out the mouth.
You understand, like, you're making a horror movie, and so there's going to be things that are tonally scary.
Yeah.
But you don't got to take it so serious all the time.
No. Have a goat say the word bitch.
Yeah.
And have like a
whore.
Yeah, he had like a half human face too, which kind of made it funny to me.
He did.
It was like very much like a puppet.
I think it was mostly the eyes.
Yeah.
They were very human looking eyes.
Yeah. Oh my god. So out of 10, what are you giving it?
Drag Me to Hell. Because the only thing that pissed me off about the movie, that being this fucking judgmental Justin Long's mom, who really only lets her guard down once Christine's like, yeah, my dad's a drunk.
Right.
Oh.
I forgot all about that.
So the mom essentially just waits for Christine to be like, something about my life is garbage.
Yeah.
In order to give a shit about her whatsoever.
Oh my god. Yeah, I totally forgot all about that.
And like, oh, being on a farm, that must be so gross. Oh, you kept geese? Christine goes to all the trouble of making this fucking harvest cake from scratch.
Yeah.
And that's the first, it's made with eggs. Those come from animals. Ugh.
Those come out of animals' cloacas, which is their buttholes and their sex holes. Ew.
Same time.
Yeah, that's the same hole.
But like, okay, you're so rich, because this is the thing. Everybody's got a super nice fucking house in this movie. The medium's house is a mansion.
Yep.
Christine's parents' house is Justin Long's parents' house is a fucking mansion. You're so rich that you don't know how food's made.
Yeah, for real.
I know you're not vegetarian.
Yeah. Oh my god. That's the dream. I'd like to be so rich I don't need to know how my food is made.
Yeah, and I'm disgusted by it. Mm-hmm. You're just like, you're so rich that I know you're eating expensive caviar.
Yeah, don't tell me where it comes from.
Those are also eggs, man.
Don't tell me where it comes from. I just want to eat it.
You don't even have to. You know.
I'm not here for a tour of the factory. I'm just here to pig out. Let's go.
Anyway, Drag Me to Hell gets a fucking 9 from me.
A 9? Okay.
I'm hitting this with the 9 because I had a thoroughly good time, and I do every time I watch it.
Okay. You're giving it a 9. I'm going to give it an 8.
Yeah.
Yeah.
8 is what I expected from you.
8 is good. It wasn't. I could have. The soundtrack, the Disney's Haunted Mansion stuff kind of bummed me out. I was like,
you expected Eddie Murphy to come out from around a corner.
I did, as like a ghost and he's holding his head and he's like, woo, you know.
There's a scene during this séance where they speaking of people coming around corners, while they're trying to channel this specific Lamia, they bring out by mistake, accident almost, a bunch of other ghosts that are listening to a séance that's meant to channel ghosts. And then everybody gets super pissed at these ghosts for showing up.
Yeah.
That's like calling someone on the phone and getting mad they picked up the phone.
It really is. Like, what are they supposed to do? Like, oh, here's the door. I'm not gonna go through. People might shout at me.
Yeah.
People might shout at me if I go through this door.
Oh, the be brought back to life vicariously through another body phone is ringing. I'm not gonna pick that up though. I'd rather just stay here in limbo.
Yeah, shadows forever. The delight.
And then you pick up the phone and somebody on the other line like, why would you fucking pick up the phone, asshole?
This phone's not for you.
Yeah. Oh, I just knew that, I guess.
Yeah, definitely an 8. I liked it.
Mm-hmm.
Could have done without the Disney music. Other than that, I liked it.
All right. This medium dies in the process of this seance.
And he has it coming.
My only critique, and it's not about this movie as much as it is about all movies. People, when somebody is dead, give the most half-assed, ineffective CPR. Everybody gets CPR wrong in movies.
Yeah, did you know you're supposed to break ribs?
Yeah, well, you don't have to do that, but if you do, you're not supposed to stop.
Yeah.
The whole point of CPR is to keep the heart pumping because it can't do it itself until something or someone shows up that can revive this person.
Yeah.
You gotta just keep doing that shit, man.
If you stop, I think you can get in trouble. Like,
yeah,
it's like manslaughter almost.
That's interesting.
It's not manslaughter, but
like involuntary or something, something to that degree anyway.
Yeah, you gotta
neglect.
You gotta fucking crack ribs.
Yeah, you gotta hurt yourself giving CPR.
Mm-hmm. Also, it's always funny when they just like take the 2 fingers, just close the eyes.
Because they pop right the fuck back open for a while.
Yeah, they do.
It takes like 6 hours or something for eyes to be able to be shut like that.
Nah, just
bye.
Just two gentle fingers and the eyes close.
If you can't see me, I can't see you.
Yeah, exactly. That's a good movie. I guess it's my turn to pick the next one.
It sure is.
I think for next week, I'd like to watch The Strangers.
Okay. We're going right different from ghosts and demons and grab me gotchas and spookables.
Yes.
To, just an asshole family.
Yeah.
Just a family of assholes who are very mean. All right.
I think that's the switch up right there.
Yeah, we're going to get it. I'll watch the It's actually been quite a while since I watched it.
Same.
And I have a feeling it's going to piss me right off for lots of reasons. Good.
I picked it because I know how much you don't like people coming into your house.
Hate it.
Yeah, so I
really want to get under my skin, into my craws, nooks and crannies.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking just talk about home invasion for a bit.
Well, we're gonna be talking about it for at least an hour. That's the Grindhouse guarantee.
It's my worst fucking nightmare. My roommate knows things about me that I wish he didn't because we've been friends for quite some time. If he were ever to be super pissed off at me, and he's told me this, his method of getting back at me would be to go on vacation for several days, come back when he knows I'm out of the house without telling me, go into my room, move things around, and leave again.
Ooh.
Because if I come home and I see things out of place,
that is upsetting.
I'll fucking lose my shit.
That is upsetting.
I'll lose it, and I'll lose it twice. The fucking atmospheric changes in my apartment building sometimes make the front door jiggle.
Mm-hmm.
Hate it.
Yep. It's like somebody down the hall opening a door creates the suction. And it's like,
hate
yes, it. I hate that shit too. So next week, get ready for that.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be the discussion topic. And yeah, you can reach us at grindhousemovieclub@gmail.com.
Real quick, is there anything else to promote?
Well, the website.
Yeah.
darkroastcult.com, where you can go and listen to this podcast, a different podcast, and also browse our wares.
Yep. Of which there are some and will be many shortly.
Yeah. Working on it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a work in progress, but hey. What are you going to do? I don't know.
Just wait longer.
Yeah. Do you have any final words?
Fucking strangers. All right.